Record. It's recording now. You about to die off that hit right now.
Tattoos.
10 toes. All right, guys. Welcome to Highly Rated Podcast, the only podcast about football in America that's not about football. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Click the notification bell for every single episode. We're going to be dropping
Yeah.
episodes weekly. Today, we're going to be talking about a bunch of things. Today, I want to start off with the scores that happened in the Premier League within the past 2 days. I want to start off with West Ham and Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
You want
2-0.
2-0?
Newcastle.
Yeah. You want to start that off? Your opinion on that?
I mean, it was a good game. The two goals that they had were pretty. You know what I mean? They had the right back that got the free header, and they had the penalty, of course, from Vardy. I mean,
You're talking about the wrong game. That that that
I
hit got you crazy.
yeah, two goals. Yeah, that's right. You start that off because I didn't watch that game.
Oh, you didn't? I see. My view on the game is I feel like West Ham is in for a rude awakening this year. Like losing 2-0 to Newcastle when it should be, I'm gonna say it should be 1-1.
Mhm. I agree with that. I mean,
Literally, they're gonna fail this season. I think they're gonna be regulated. Like overall, their performance was just ugly. Callum Wilson had a beautiful goal though.
hmm I agree with that too because I mean last season they were fighting off of that regulation spot.
Yeah.
So now like I feel like it's between them and the new promotion teams that are going to be fighting the hardest to stay mid-table. And that game wasn't as good as I thought it should have been, honestly. Newcastle did their thing. They were just hard to deal with, and with that, they got their two goals.
Mhm. Yeah. Definitely wasn't a match of excitement. But as a Liverpool fan, I want you to explain to me about that 4-3 win against Leeds because I got some stuff to say about that.
Well, Liverpool Liverpool's front three started off great. You know what I mean? We kept our form in coming in from the preseason, and they played good. The midfield played pretty well, I'd say so myself. It was just regards to the defense because that's the defense that we have out. Trent didn't play all preseason. Robertson was gone half of the preseason. I think he got some minutes in there. Gomez, he's perfect when he's on a good game. Just didn't react good, and Virgil, he just sometimes when you're that nice, you just underestimate the opponents, and you could mess up just trying to be cheeky. You know what I mean? I'd feel him though. If I was Virgil, I'd be doing the same shit. Like, you know what? Fuck it. Why pass it back to the goalkeeper? I'm gonna just first time touch this, collect the ball, and clear it. You know what I mean? And we've seen him done amazing shit like that before. So, I mean, a mess up is a mess up. With Virgil, it's rare, so that's why it's a
And
big
but it's a
deal.
bigger
And
deal with him because he literally
yeah,
holds the defense on his back. And I feel like when he's there, he makes everybody else on the defense better. So when
yeah,
he slacks off, everybody else is slacking off.
yeah, he's definitely the anchor. He's definitely the general back there for the back four. It look, it's Virgil, and he rarely makes mistakes. One, and when he makes a mistake that leads into a goal, it's extra rare. You know,
Mm.
so you know him. He's admitted last time he did it. You know, it's a clearly it was his fault that one goal, but you know, we won. We came out with the game and 3 points just to in the beginning of the season. Just 3 points. The first few matches is all out. I don't care how we get it. Just as long as we get off the season right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you on that. My whole thing is it was basically two bad defenses playing against each other because if Leeds didn't give up those two penalties, Liverpool would have lost. And literally, from what I saw from the midfield, was just basicness. Like
Mhm.
it started to really open my eyes when I started hearing the Thiago rumors and like how Liverpool needs that extra creativity in the midfield, and I really feel like they do need that. Uh, a bad game on defense is a bad game on defense. It definitely was a rubbish performance. Like for Liverpool, they should have blew them out. It should have been 4-0. Mo Salah with the hat trick, he does what he does, but Firmino is literally looks lost out there to me. Like mostly because he's just out of position. Like he's not a true striker. So and I understand like the system that they have. They want to make him like a false nine and all that, but that's not his game. Like he needs to be
Yeah.
down the field more so he could make those passes, and then needs to move up. And like seeing that, like there was opportunities when he was right in front of the goal. He could have just fired that real quick. Even miss or not, he could have had that mentality as a striker to hit the ball, but he doesn't have that mentality. You feel me? His mentality is to facilitate. So then he just cuts back, and I think he passes the genie just for Genie to fold it.
Yeah.
And it's like those little things that make me disappointed in Liverpool and the transfer window because Liverpool hasn't done anything at all. And I really feel like if there's rumors of them selling Genie, there should be rumors of us buying like I don't even know Tony Cruz or something like somebody who's
Well,
top player in the world.
I I can understand how you feel because for a lot of fans, like coming in to the transfer window, you would like to buy some people. And my thing with Liverpool is like I'm such a good stone cold like Liverpool fan. Like if they don't go buy anybody, I will have the faith in our players to at least play well enough to get some silverware. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
not going to expect everything from them just off of what we have on hand right now. But if we do have, if our reserves and our bench plays how we have our expectations for them to play, I mean, look at what we did last season and the
yeah,
margin that we won from before. If we could have kept that margin, but instead of tanking out our starters, I'd rather have some of those people come off the bench and keep that form for us so we could focus on other silverware elsewhere. You know what I mean? But that game, I have to disagree. I feel like the midfield played pretty well. Firmino just plays. He was really lower that game in his false nine, but we had at at least 20 some shots on target. You know, and it 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 was a good game, and I'm satisfied just with our wingers bagging goals. I mean, yes, Mo Salah had three, but I mean, I'm still happy that they just got, Mo Salah kicking off to start good is always going to result in good
yeah. But my
games.
whole thing is
You
like
know?
they basically won because Leeds was worse at defending. Like
Mhm.
that last minute chances to win the game or to tie the game up, like it's not going to happen all the time. And like you can't be putting your faith on moments like that to happen. So
Yeah,
that's why like I feel like the midfield, like someone new needs to come in the midfield to create more passes. Because I know Firmino could create passes, but to me it feels like we have a lot of center defensive midfielders.
hmm and I feel that too because when Firmino wore the 11, he was great on the ball. He was a great striker. He bagged plenty of goals, and he bagged. plenty of goals this season going after he got the number 9. Um, I just think that to not contemplate, what's the word I'm looking for? To help out the fact that we don't have many playmaking midfielders, that he drops down to compensate for that. There we go.
And he
That's
does
the word that I'm looking
compensate,
for.
but he
But
doesn't
Naby
provide
Keita is
that.
good on the ball. He gets the ball and he at least goes forward.
Yeah,
You know
he
what I
definitely
mean?
should start
And
over
he'll barrel
Ronaldo.
forward and find the pass, or he'll barrel forward and get a shot. You know what I mean? Um, Hendo's starting to be that box to box midfielder like Stevie G used to be. He's just not as good at getting those goals, but I'm not mad about that because his defense compensates for that. You know, his work rate on defense and just winning the ball back and finding that good pass is what earns him that spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because there's a good amount of people that would even suggest having him start, over, some like Genie Keita, Fabinho, you know what I mean? But as for that game, it was a surprise start, and a win's a win. But
yeah,
that's how I feel about Liverpool. A creating midfielder like Thiago would be nice. It would definitely benefit off of our team. It would be nice to get him and not have to sell anybody from the midfield, because I wouldn't get rid of Genie if we didn't have to. You know what I mean? Um, there's other people we could get rid of, I think, but that's how I feel about Liverpool. But next, let's talk about West Brom versus Leicester, because that's what I had on my mind, and it was a dub for Leicester as we thought.
yeah. It was a dub. I'll say that
3-0 Leicester.
the it was bad defenses because they gave up those two penalties at the end. Of course, Vardy scored it. I would have wished that Vardy would have scored in open play,
Mhm.
just so I can little see him and see if he's going to continue that form like he had last season.
That's
But
what I thought too, and they did pull out a different formation in that game and had somebody up there with Vardy, and that's what helped them produce some of those penalties. And frankly, it it looked good. I mean, I honestly would think Vardy at this stage of his career, yes, he is a Golden Boot winner from last season, but just to come off of that season, I wouldn't expect the same performance. But having somebody up there that could make plays off of him and, do that 1-2 football might give him the same amount of goals that he got before, just because he's not alone. He doesn't have to
yeah,
work as hard, and I wouldn't make Vardy work as hard either, because he's a good finisher. He's just, you know what I mean, getting to that age where you would want him to put less effort in to get, you know what I mean.
yeah, like Aguero on Man City.
Mhm. But Aguero is a go getter as well. But he does have better wingers up there
Yeah,
that
like
definitely.
a lot of his goals are tap-ins. That's
Mhm.
like what I mean. But I think definitely I was surprised about it too because Leicester sold Ben Chilwell. I thought the defense was going to be a little iffy. They were going to give up a goal or something eventually, but their left back actually, I'm not going to say held the weight, but he definitely
He made a good debut.
like he made a good performance to show Leicester that I guess they're a pretty good team. You know what I
Keeping a
mean?
clean sheet against West Brom, that's a good start.
My fault. Got my prayer. Salam alaikum. If you're Muslim watching this, make sure you pray today 5 times. Do. But next match is a match that I'll say was probably the best match in like the whole. I'll say it is the best match in weekday one in Tottenham and Everton. I want to say, as a former Tottenham fan, if I gotta put on my Tottenham hat, that shit was an abomination of a game. Like I can't believe some of the stuff I seen. I seen this one. There was this one moment where Son could have passed it to Kane. Kane could have fired it because Kane's only good for like the first half. Literally, out he passed it to Deli Alley just for Deli Alley to flop it, and then at halftime, this, like I can't even believe that this happened. Deli Alley got subbed for Musa Sissoko. Like he can't even cross a damn ball, and like you're gonna sub him at halftime. But
That's Mourinho, bro.
like I
Honestly,
can't believe that was happening for like a whole 90 minutes. The whole 90 minutes. Not only that though, the right back was playing deeper than the wingers.
mm,
It made no sense. I There's no reason why Lucas Moura should be behind the right back the whole game.
that's some FIFA shit.
Yeah, that's they're playing FIFA tactics right now. But Everton did have a good game. Strong debut for James, I'll say, for his first Premier League game. And then that goal from Calvert Lewin off the set piece was a beauty. Uh, I'll say I don't even know. Like I mostly had to talk about Tottenham and that abomination of a
I got
performance.
I got
Jose
some
Mourinho is
ranking
not the chosen one. He needs to get fired. He needs to get stoned. He needs to get out of here. That's all I gotta say. And I'm taking my Tottenham hat off. I'm going back to Liverpool.
uh, them fans are gonna get on your ass.
I don't care because literally when I like Tottenham, I seen it week by week. Just abomination after abomination after abomination. They sold Christian Eriksen. He knew he had no hopes for the team. I love Christian Eriksen. I love Son, but Son needs to leave if he wants to continue his career and prosper with some silverware. Because literally that place is poison, and like I'd rather be a Leicester fan over Tottenham now.
I just really think that Harry Kane is only good for the first 60 minutes of a game.
Yeah,
Tops, tops,
he, he's
tops.
he literally
And
waddles.
he's just so reliant on because he's what I call a lazy striker because he's very clinical, but it's when the ball is given to him and he's ready to shoot. You know what I mean? I don't see much. There is. I'm not gonna say it's not. He doesn't bag any type of you know hustle goals or anything like that. But if they're not feeding him the ball, I mean, just like anybody else, if you're not getting fed the ball, you're not gonna score. But for them to win, like if Son's getting bagged, like they need to get him the ball, and if they can't do either or, it's just two wrongs making an L,
Yeah,
basically. It's not going to go well for them. So like I said, like Son's decision to pass it to Deli Alley, poor decision. I could understand. I remember vividly how it went. You had Kane going on through between the center backs, while Ali was coming from the far left. He decided to pass to Ali instead of hitting Kane through. That was a poor decision. I thought the same thing. I could understand why Kane would be mad about that. But Deli Ali did have a chance to score. It was a good pass. He just didn't manage to get
yeah.
it on
Kane
target.
even knew that that was the only opportunity he had that game because he knew he wasn't running past the defenses all game. But we do
As he
have to
looks
talk about
tired.
Arsenal and Fulham 3-0. Definitely, I'm not going to say it was a surprising performance from Arsenal, but definitely with Willian on the team, they look way better. Like they look like they could cause some trouble with Aubameyang too.
Yeah. And
but
I need some Chelsea fans and Arsenal fans down here in the comments. Let me know, is it disrespectful for him to be on the team? Does Chelsea fans care? Does Arsenal fans care? Because
yeah,
I'm kind of confused on the Arsenal Chelsea. You know what I mean? Y'all cool with Giroud, so you're cool with Willian. I mean, hey, just let me know because I'm just trying to understand where y'all stand on some
yeah,
what's the pro.
definitely.
I mean, he came out there and played well, really good. He brought some life in there that was different that they kind of
Yeah,
couldn't
they didn't have that
benefit
last
off of.
season
They
at
also
all.
had Lacazette and Aubameyang, and so it was good to see them both out there together. I mean, it's not like it's rare, but just for them to start off the season, I'd like them for them to have both of them out there because that's what they need, to be honest, to get
Yeah,
the goals. And um, it was a great game. Everybody else played pretty well. They didn't have any defensive, mishaps. So that was their thing. They'll have Luis give out like a penalty or get fouled out.
yeah,
That was their bag. So it was a good game. 3-0. Nice.
yeah. It was. I definitely like what I'm seeing from Arsenal. If they could be consistent, they're definitely going to be a problem. And then not. Lastly, we have Crystal Palace and Southampton. I knew Danny Ings wasn't going to be on form. I'm not going to lie to you. Like I just knew that.
But I also knew
But
that
Zaha,
Zaha, yes, I
Zaha,
knew he was gonna go out there, and what I mean. I
yeah,
think he might stay here. I don't know if in his contract there's an option to buy or something like that, but I feel like they could try to make a good team somewhat around them.
mm,
He, it's early, so I'm not. Don't kill me, but I just rate Zaha, man. I just really do, and I mean he bagged him that win. It was a really good game.
I was definitely
Shocking though.
sleeping
I
on.
think I definitely thought Southampton would have took the win, but
I was sleeping on Zaha. I definitely wouldn't put him on a top 10 wingers list, but he did his performance, but he was taking over the games in moments. And I think besides the offsides and the one flop he had, he could have had a hat trick easily.
mhm.
But yeah, I, and not really much. I'm not a fan of Crystal Palace or Southampton. Like I just knew Danny Ings wasn't gonna come out playing like he was last season. Like I knew it was gonna be like a one season type thing for him. But we also got Sheffield and Wolves today, and Brighton and Chelsea. I think we talked about that last episode anyway.
Yeah,
So we could talk about
we got most of our predictions right.
yeah we
I
did
think I think I think the Crystal Palace one was the one that fucked us up.
hmm
Oh, and
definitely.
maybe the Tottenham one. I might have said Tottenham. I think you said Everton last episode.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be a draw. I think
Yeah, something like that. I knew Liverpool was gonna win. Just I didn't think they would concede that much.
yeah definitely
But
not. But we could talk about racism.
racism, yes. Big news. Marseille, Marseille. I feel like I'm putting too much emphasis on it. And PSG have gotten into a fight in extra time. It was the 90th minute. Marseille was up. A lot of stuff was going on there, man. But to be honest, I ain't gonna lie, man. I love to see it. I love to see it because
Definitely, we like to see the racism. What?
I like to see some hands being thrown every once in a while, man. I
Yeah,
don't know. It's the American in me. Uh, just to see them out there, and I mean, hey, if it's not
surprising.
it's not rare. I feel like, but it's not like a lot. that players call somebody out for racism, but I got deep into the Twitter bag trying to figure out what's going on, and I guess like maybe Alvaro called somebody a monkey, and that's why Neymar got sent off. You like smacked him in the back of the head, but like the other guys were just wilding. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know what they were really. They I didn't watch the game, but I did watch the fight plenty of times. Um, I don't know what got them mad to that point. You
probably
know,
the racism.
Paredes and all that. Who knows, man?
Like
There's racism. I'm convinced
everywhere.
everywhere now. You know,
Hmm.
but
But there's no room for that shit, to be honest. Like, there's no room for the ignorance,
I wouldn't
especially
be able to stand it if I was a player.
yeah,
But then again,
especially
I wouldn't be able
players
to
doing
understand
that. I
shit.
think players should definitely be the ones to be leading the way on the fight against ignorance. You know what I mean? Since they are like role models. I'm not gonna say I'm an Alvaro fan, but there's definitely Alvaro fans out there.
Hmm.
And like being a kid and then seeing what someone's favorite player was Alvaro, like seeing like oh snap, like their favorite player is racist. They're gonna grow up and be just like that. That's how I view it, and I don't think there's any room for that at all. I like, I definitely like how you like England. They definitely do a lot to make the racism thing more open, and
Yeah,
unlike
stop being
America,
racist, man.
yeah,
Fuck all
like
that shit. Stop teaching your kids racist shit because I'm not gonna respect them like I respect you.
yeah,
Don't let me catch your kid on PlayStation on FIFA acting racist.
yeah, because it
Don't let
do
me
be
catch you
happening.
acting racist.
It do be happening on PlayStation.
I don't give a fuck about no racist kids and their parents.
Facts. Like that's literally the
And their
American
racist
point of
parents.
view of things. There's
Well,
definitely
yeah.
Trump supporters out there that will be like, I thought it was a good thing. Like, but literally, like, there's literally no room for that. Especially being in America, I think America's like the melting pot for racism in the world. Literally, it's not. It can't be doing that. Like, I feel like it's not something that we should be trying to tell people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's an issue that's been going around, especially in America, for over 100 years, longer than that, to be honest. Like, and we're we're ran by old white men, so we already know how that goes. But there's literally just no room for that shit.
It's just a fascist government, you know. We just gotta overthrow this shit, but we're never gonna see it. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm gonna just try to be free as possible as a black man.
We're
Yes,
just
sir.
yeah. I just hope this podcast does something and we can move to Europe.
Yeah, support
And
all people of color,
then, do we have any
black
other
businesses. Any other
news?
besides the racism? Nah, I really don't know. I think that was pretty much it, B.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much the episode. So, if you guys like the episode, like, comment, subscribe. Highly rated. The only football podcast in America that's not about football.
That's not about football.
But yeah,
Check us out, you know, give us a
follow
follow,
us. We're gonna put
share,
that in the
please.
description. You
Yo, if you
can
listen,
comment.
if you made it this far, we appreciate it.
We
Comment
do
please down
appreciate it.
below. Uh, like
What's
I
your favorite
said,
team?
yeah, tell us your favorite team. Tell us what you thought of the first day match week. Um, just know we're also still going to be branching out in the future, so wait for more content coming soon in the future. Appreciate for coming.
Peace.
Mazel Flame, Danze Kage,
Peace.
and peace.